channel. Today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video, non-beauty related. I have two little boys that are 10 and 12, and they both have autism. So I'm going to do this video about autism and kind of a mother's point of view of not really how I deal with two children with autism, but just kind of let people know what kind of autism they have, what we go through kind of on a daily basis with them sometimes, and just give you some facts about autism. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and also please subscribe if you would like to see more videos about autism. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. First thing I'm going to do is just give you some facts on autism, and this is from autismspeaks.org. This is the autism site. First of all, I'm going to just let you know what autism is and what is autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder, which is known as ASD, and autism are both general terms of a group of complex disorder of brain development. These disorders are characterized in varying degrees by difficulties in social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, and repetitive behaviors. With the May 2013 publication, all autism disorders were merged into the umbrella diagnosis of ASD. Previously were recognized as distinct subtypes, including autistic disorder, childhood disorder, childhood disintegrative disorder, Periscope developmental disorder not otherwise specified, and Asperger syndrome. ASD can be associated with intellectual disability, difficulties in motor coordination, and attention, and physical health issues such as sleep and gastrointestinal disturbances. Some persons with ASD excel in visual skills, music, math, and art. Autism appears to have its roots in very early brain development. However, the most obvious signs of autism and symptoms of autism tend to emerge between 2 and 3 years of age. Autism Speak continues to fund research on effective methods for earlier diagnosis, as early intervention with proven behavioral therapies can improve outcomes. Increasing autism awareness is a key aspect of this work, and one in which our families and volunteers play a valuable role. It says, how common is autism? Autism is found in 1 in 68 American children. I have found through social media sites on Facebook groups that I'm on about autism that I feel like it's more common that autism is found more in boys than it is in girls. And it says here that autism is 4 to 5 times more common among boys than girls. An estimated 1 out of 42 boys and 1 in 189 girls are diagnosed with autism in the United States. It says what causes autism, and there's really a lot of autism I've come to kind of realize is sometimes it's genetic. Sometimes there's no reasoning behind how children even get autism. So that is just some facts about autism that I have just kind of encountered on the educational point of view of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of talk with you a little bit about my children. I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. They were both diagnosed with autism at the same time because my oldest was actually misdiagnosed and he was diagnosed with ADHD because that's what they thought he had, because he had a hard time in school staying focused. He had a hard time paying attention. He had a hard time sitting still. He could not sit still, so they thought it was ADHD or ADD is what they thought. So they had put him on some medicine for that. And then my youngest, what started his and what we kind of thought something was going on is he started having meltdowns. And he also started 2 years in a row, he actually ran away from the school building and ran out the front doors of the school because he got upset, and that was his way of coping. He ran out the doors and was running home. So that's kind of where we noticed that that something was going on. With my oldest, it was the lack of attention span. He didn't really socialize with other children as much. And then my younger one had more of the behavioral side. And my youngest actually was misdiagnosed as well. They thought he had bipolar. And so that's where we thought that that was going on there, because I have bipolar that runs in my family. So that's where that came into play. And then we were blessed with a amazing social worker at their school that, I mean, I couldn't have been more blessed with a better person for my children. And unfortunately, she is not there anymore, but they have a pretty good social worker now. But we had an IEP meeting with the kids, which is a meeting that you have in the school for like plan of care meetings, kind of what is going on with your children and what kind of plan of actions they can take to help them in school better. So that's kind of what an IEP meeting is. But she had mentioned something called the TAP program of Illinois, and it is the Autism program is what it's called. And she had said, you know, it is a little costly, but you can get them diagnosed and, you know, do it that way. So what we did is we took them to Springfield, Illinois, and we had a series of tests done with them. It wasn't anything harmful. What they did was they kind of sat with them while they played, and they kind of just observed them and seen what kind of things that they would have on the spectrum of autism. So that was kind of where we stood there. So they did the observation and stuff like that. A couple weeks later, we had gone back, and they had kind of told us that yes, both children have autism, that they were on the higher functioning side of it, where it would be called the Asperger's side of it, but now it's all under the same umbrella, which I had discussed, which is called ASD, which is another form of autism spectrum disorder. And they just kind of let us know and gave us some helpful tips on when they're having their behaviors, what kind of sensory things we can do with the kids to help calm them down. There for a while, we just thought they were having tantrums, because kids have tantrums. That's something that kids have. And come to find out, it wasn't tantrums at all. It was actual behaviors. And I'm going to tell you kind of the differences between both of my children. My older child, who is 12, he has more of the lack of sociability. He would rather go off and play by himself than he would with other children. He has very lack of eye contact when you're talking to him. Very rarely will he make eye contact with you. But he is very intelligent. He is a bright, smart little boy. When he was, I think, in 4th or 5th grade, he had, no, I'm going to say 3rd grade. When he was in 3rd grade, he could name every president that has ever served in the United States. And now he can tell you just about anything about each president, where they lived, where they grew up, some fact about them. I mean, he's very intelligent. And it's almost like he has a photogenic memory that whatever he learns about, it's stuck in his head and he knows. He also has where he can't sit still. He has a hard time sitting in one spot. He's kind of like driven like a motor. So he's up and down, or he's kind of wiggling in his seat. On to my younger one. He is 10, and he has more of the behavioral issues. When he gets mad, there are times when he hits, scratches. There's times when he bites himself. He doesn't do it as much as he used to because he's kind of growing up a little bit and maturing a little bit. But we still do have the occasional behavioral sessions. I'm just going to call it. But he doesn't really make eye contact very often. He does like to play with other children, but he has a hard time interacting with them, and he also has a hard time with like the sharing and stuff like that. He is also very, very attached to me. My youngest is very, he's very attached to his mother. And I think that's kind of another autistic thing, to where children with autism are sometimes drawn and focused to that one person. And I think that I am his person. My youngest does not like to, he's a homebody. He would rather be at home with his family than he would be out staying the night at someone's house, or something like that. So, and I mean, that's kind of what, the background of my 2 children. Like I said, I was very blessed to have a wonderful social worker that let us know, because she had a background on autism. So she knew what my kids had. She knew that these 2 little boys, this is what they have. An everyday basis. There are sometimes we go a perfect day with 2 normal little boys. And then there's other days where we are having meltdowns and screaming and yelling, and I'm not getting my way. So a normal child, that would be a tantrum. But with my children, it's not a tantrum. Also, my 2 children have sensory issues. And what sensory issues are is sometimes a lot of noise can be a sensory issue, or a lot of people around you and you are like this, and that's how you feel. What they do is, my 2 children do have a pair of headphones that they wear at school, and it kind of muffles the noise, because both of my children hate loud noises. And when even they were younger, when I would turn the vacuum cleaner on or something like that, they hated it. They cried and cried. And I just thought, okay, well, it's a loud noise and they have little ears. And I didn't think anything out of the ordinary. But now that I know that they have the autism, it's something that goes along with it. It's kind of in this, it's under the umbrella with everything else. Back to the day-to-day basis. Like I said, there's days that we go we have a perfect day. And then there's other days where mom gets home from work and we are having tantrums and fighting with each other and having a mental breakdown is what I'm going to call it. And it's where they will get on the floor and cry and scream, and sometimes they'll hit themselves. Sometimes they will bite. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it, except for there's times when mom needs to just, I've had people ask me how I deal with it. And I tell them, I don't deal with it. It's my life. These are my children. I love them, and I would love them whether they had autism, whether they had Down syndrome, whatever they had, I would love them because they're my children. I don't deal with it. I live in it, is how I'm going to put it. I mean, I love them. They're my children. And like I said, I don't deal with it. I live with it. And that's how I live with 2 little boys with autism. I just, like I said, I live with it. There are times where I will have to tone them out and not to be mean or harmful. And anybody that has a child with autism knows that they, like, some of them are very verbal and like to talk and talk and talk. And there are some times where I have to tone them out just for my sanity. And then you have your nonverbal children that don't talk at all. And I mean, that would be very hard for me. But again, I wouldn't deal with it. I would live with it. But I just feel like I wanted my viewers and my subscribers to just get to know me just a little bit better. And this is kind of why I started doing YouTube, is kind of my escape from reality. This is my time to myself. So that is my video of how I live with 2 children with autism. I hope that you found this video helpful and entertaining. What I'm thinking about doing as well is kind of a Q&A, either once every 2 weeks or once a month, to where I will have my subscribers and my viewers ask me questions about autism. If I don't know the answer, I will find the answer for you. And yeah, give me your thoughts on that and put it down in the comments below. I also, for my children and for this video, I did a kind of a blue smoky eye today for autism, because in April is Autism Awareness Month and you were supposed to light it up blue. So that's why I did the blue eyeshadow look. And if you would like to see a tutorial on that, just leave it down in the comments below as well. If you would like to see more of these videos, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if you know somebody with autism and they might find this video a little helpful, please hit share so that way somebody else maybe could get some information on it. Also, if you would like to be notified of my videos as they come up, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and that way you can also comment on my videos, and if you like my autism videos, as soon as they come up, you will be notified of them. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button either below or over here, wherever it's at. So I will see everybody in my next video, and everybody have a wonderful day and week ahead. Bye, beauties. Stay beautiful.